Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Global Islam Current Debates, Nebraska Talk Series. I'm Abla Hasan. I teach Arabic language and culture here at UNL. And today it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, Amal Allam. Amal holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from Ain Shams University and a master's degree in education. She joined the US Navy in 1997. In 2006, she got a foreign language teaching job at the Defense Language Institute, where she served there for 10 years. Amal was generous enough to share with us 3 life lessons that I'm going to be sharing with you as well. First, you can't give up. Second, you have to finish what you've started if you believe in it. And third, and Amal, this is my favorite, everything has a price that you have to pay to achieve your goal. Yeah. Today, Amal is joining us to discuss a very important topic, which is the question whether Islam encourages violence. Please, Amal, to you with such an important topic. Unfortunately, Muslims in the West and in the United States, they're used to be asked questions related to Islam and violence and whether there's a relation between this specific faith and violence or even terrorism. To you, Amal.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Abla, for this introduction. And I'm honored to be in your class. Thank you, everybody, for having me as a guest. And I would like to share with you a presentation. It's just like a brief research. So first, I examined the word Islam, the meaning of it, to know exactly why called Islam and what is the derivatives from this word. And then I examined the verses that include the words transgression or transgression and killing in the Quran that could encourage the act of violence. So, and also I analyzing, I analyzed the results and reach a conclusion, of course. Okay, so first, I wish you have this screen, but I had some of the meaning of the word Islam. For example, I'll give you a little bit example because there's many. Islam is the meaning exactly submission to God. This is the main meaning for it, or the basic meaning. And also salam means peace, and Muslim, of course, this is just named after the Islam, which named after submission to God. So Muslim is someone who submits to God. What else? There is salam, greet, safe, right, the right path, right way, surrounded, also surrounded to anything. Okay, also I went deep to, so I searched all the verses that I wish you have this also screen with me. There is a lot of many of the verses in the Quran that mention one or more, and sometimes more in the same ayah or verse, that mention one of the meaning of Islam, like salam, salam, yusallim, even salam, it's the ladder to go higher. So it's there, every one of them. I went through every one of them, and you would know the surah, which is the chapter, and the ayah, which is the verse. So they have many of them. Okay, I went also to examine the word transgress, because this is also kind of violence. If you take someone's else right, or you suppress them, this is just not right also. So in this screen, I display all the I can find. Of course, this is just a brief research. We could find more, but this is as much as I found there. There are some of the verses that the God prohibit that transgress to anyone or anything, even animals or the creation of God. So there is one example, chapter 2, verses 190. وقاتلوا في سبيل الله الذين يقاتلونكم ولا تعتدوا إن الله لا يحب المعتدين. The meaning is fight in the cause of Allah, those who fight you, but do not transgress limits. For Allah loveth not transgressors. So God prohibit, he doesn't like the transgressors, or transgressions at all in general. Verses also, the second screen display verses in the Quran that mention the word fight. And fight also, I discovered, I know of course, but I mean in the Quran, I discovered that most of the meaning, if 99% of the meaning of this word, قاتل يقتل, to struggle, like fight for reason, fight for, like we fight for the right of women, we fight for the human rights, or even the animal rights. So struggle or fight for a cause, not for just to fight for to go and attack somebody, you know. So this is the main thing. It's actually the core discovery to let people know that fighting is not meaning to go just and kill somebody. Fighting in the Quran has a lot of meaning, and most of them, like 99%, that you fight for a cause, for the right, for the other people, for the poor, for the everything. You fight for the right, for God, for a good deed, stuff like that. So I have also one example, chapter 4, verse 76 said, الذين آمنوا يقاتلون في سبيل الله والذين كفروا يقاتلون في سبيل الطاغوت فقاتلوا أولياء الشيطان إن كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا. And most of this, they fight Satan. The translation is, those who believe fight in the cause of Allah, and those who reject faith fight in the cause of evil. So fight, yeah, against the friends of Satan. Feeble indeed is the cunning of Satan. And this is translation from Yusuf Ali. The second one also displays the verses in the Quran that mention the word killed at war, or got killed. So qutila, and there is example here, chapter 4, verse 74. فليقاتل في سبيل الله الذين يشرون الحياة الدنيا بالآخرة ومن يقاتل في سبيل الله فيقتل أو يغلب فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما. Let those fight in the cause of Allah who sell the life of this world for the hereafter, To him who fights in the cause of Allah, whether he is slain or gets victory, soon shall we give him a reward of great value. That's God is talking about whoever sacrifice himself for the cause of Allah, or hold on, are you guys still here? Hold on. Could you hear me, Dr. Abla?
Yes, we hear you well.
Oh, okay. And so this one for God promised to award the people who sacrifice themselves and in this world, either they get killed for a cause, a good cause, like if you go to war and you believe in your rights and you defend something like your country, your any cause, and you get killed, this is a reward from God. He will reward you in the end. And even though if you get victorious and won your fight, but for good deeds, of course, also you will award, because you actually promote God's will, which is to not destruct, to just do the good in this life. So next. Verses in the Quran mentioned word killed or dead. Also, there is an example here, chapter 17, and the verse 33. وَلَا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ومن قتل مظلوما فقد جعلنا لوليه سلطانا فلا يسرف في القتل إنه كان منصورا. So this verse is talking about you cannot just kill anybody without cause. It's prohibited. So nor take life, which Allah has made sacred, except for just a cause. And if anyone is slain wrongfully, we have given his higher authority to demand causes or to forgive. But let him not exceed bonds in the matter of taking life, for he is helped by the law. So here, this is example for how even if you fight for a cause and you kill, you cannot, first of all, you cannot kill anybody without cause. Secondly, if you actually kill for a cause, you cannot just exceed the limit. You just don't do more than that God allow you to do. So this is also one of the very good verse to explain that you cannot just go and kill people. So everything here is include about or surrounded the limitation, the prohibiting of doing killing or transgress or do anything bad against the will of Allah. My analysis for this was many verses I found. So many verses in the Quran contain one form of the word Islam, where it is calling for peace. And the second one I found is Allah, God, which is, we call him God, Allah, forbid any form of transgression. And the third one, there are few verses that manifest encouraging violence if they would taken if they would have taken out of context. So some people, whoever has agenda or business or interest, whatever, they want to make it legal for to go and kill or do active violence. They go and take this verses out of context. They take just the pieces that they want to permit them to go ahead and kill and do it, and this is the reference, which is totally wrong, and of course God prohibit that. So this is what I found. And also number 4, the words that represent peace, submission to God, and not to transgress, combined, are mentioned more in the Quran than the killing words. That means if you have a book that have the, like, say 90% of the words they talking about the peace and be good and don't kill unless permitted, and just to forgive and all this kind of stuff, and 10% just killing for a cause or fight for a right. So that means this book does not encourage any of the violence. There is another example here. There are only 2 cases in chapter 4, verse 74, and chapter 9, verse number 5, that seem to encourage violence and killing. However, they were taken out of context. As I said before, if you go further behind the verses and or after, you would know the story that it's actually not killing for the killing itself. It just had a story, and they had a history for a certain situation that God permit them to kill for or fight. Actually, I don't like the word "to kill." Fight for the right or fight to defend themselves. So this is the one they use the most, because it's you could these 2 specific verses, you could translate it or interpret it differently to maybe show a different meaning. But other than that, it's totally wrong what they interpreted or translated to permit themselves to go ahead and do active violence. My overall conclusion is Quran does not encourage violence, but on the contrary, Quran does encourage peace, forgiveness, following all the good values that came in all of the other holy books. The second one, for example, there are verses in chapter 96, verses 1 to 5, in that chapter, about reading the book and learning by the pen the knowledge that man knew not. So God encouraged people to read, which is to have knowledge, which is, I would never imagine somebody wants you to prepare you to be violent to encourage you for knowledge, because knowledge is a let you know and understand the right from wrong, the good from bad, from evil, something like that. Also, example for the Islam core creed, there is a ayah here, verse لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. This verse is talking about, so there is no compulsion in religion. The difference between guidance and error has been made clear. Whoever rejects false gods and believes in God has grasped a firm, unshakable support. God hears all and knows all. This verse is a core verse in the Quran that encourage people. And by the way, Quran came to all people, not the Muslim people. The Muslim people just to call themselves after Islam word, which is submission to God, because it's one God and submission to Him. But the other religion also, or other, even without religion, the people who does not believe in God or anything, this book actually came for them too. So la ikraha fi din, so you can't just force anybody to believe in anybody or any God. And it is clear the right from wrong. So God encouraged in this specific verse, if you disbelieve in the evil or the Satan and believe in God, that means you are in a good position, and you will be with God, and He will protect you. God hears all and knows all, so He would know about you. The second one, إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والنصارى والصائبين الصابئين من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر وعمل صالحا فلهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. This also tells the people in all religion, those who believe and those who are Jews and Christians and the Sabbaths, whoever believes in Allah and the last day and does righteous good deeds shall have their reward with their Lord. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. So also encouraging everybody just to believe in God on the last day or judgment days, and good in their life. So that means also the opposite. It's prove the contrary, that God called people to do that and then go kill people or kill whatever from the grace of God. So this is proof that Quran or Islam will encourage or does not encourage violence. The last one, I think, example of the verses could manifest violence, but it does not. I'm not sure I'm good on time, Dr. Abla, or
yes, perfect.
Okay.
30 minutes now. Yes.
Okay, so this is the last one, and I have the references. They can go to the videos and all the other references. Verses could manifest violence, but it does not. So there is two verses. For chapter 4, verse 74. So it says, so let those fight in the cause of Allah. I think we mentioned that before in the beginning. So this verse, some people taken it out of context, and then this verse could suggest that Allah, God, tells the people to fight. Look at the beginning of this in verses like chapter 466, which I mentioned here. It says, ولو أن كتبنا عليهم أن اقتلوا أنفسكم أو اخرجوا من دياركم ما فعلوه إلا قليلا منهم ولو أنهم فعلوا ما يوعظون به لكان خيرا لهم. So and if we had decreed upon them themselves or leave your homes, they would not have done except for a few of them. But if they had done what they were instructed, it would have been better for them and a firmer position. So it has a story. It's not just to go kill them. It's just that they have a story that they did not follow God's instruction. And God, we know our Muslims believe that He knows everything. So He knows the unknown, which and He knows the future, the prediction. So they know everything for the people is good or bad, the way they take. So they didn't follow the instruction. That's why they have to fight, not to kill them. So if they have to kill them, or it's a war anyway, or a kind of fight. So if some people get killed in this event, it will be just to defending God well. That's all. Also, we have to look at the verses after, which is chapter 475. So we looked in the beginning of the story, chapter 466, and after the story, chapter 475, which we're talking about chapter 4, verse 74, the people who use it to kill. So this is the last one here. وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تَقْتُلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَالْمُسْتَضْعَفِينَ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ وَالنِّسَاءِ وَالْوَلَدَيْنِ الذين يقولون ربنا أخرجنا من هذه القرية الظالم أهلها واجعل لنا من لدنك وليا واجعل لنا من لدنك نصيرا. It says, why should you not fight in the cause of Allah and of those who, being weak, are ill-treated and oppressed, men, women, and children, whose crying is, Our Lord, rescue us from this town, whose people are oppressors, and raise for us from the one who will protect, and raise for us from the one who will help. So I'm sorry, the translation, sometimes they use all the English and translation is different. But this is just actually talking about the story. Still, we are in a story that some maybe leader or in this town, they were oppressors, and they were killing the oldest or the eldest, and the women and the children, and they were suffering. That's why you have to actually fight for them. So this is that, and I have a couple of references here for a video, and I put the minutes and the other references. And if you have any question or anything, I wish you guys can see the this presentation would explain more what I was talking about. But if you have any question, just to let me know.
Thank you so much, Amal. And we're going to make sure to post the presentation to Canvas to students as well. And as usual now, we're going to end after we pause the recording with an open conversation and with the questions from our students. Thank you so much for joining us at Nebraska University today. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.